Hello, welcome to the Robotics for Kids tutorial. My name is Emerike Adaeze. I'm a STEM education facilitator and I'll be your guide through this video.
In this session, we'll be learning about Mercury. Remember that in our previous astronomy video, we talked about the solar system and what makes up the solar system. We mentioned the 8 planets and other stars. The planets including Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. So today we'll be picking one of the planets, Mercury, and discussing it thoroughly. Mercury is the first and closest planet to the Sun. It is one of the terrestrial or rocky planets in our solar system. It was named after the Roman messenger god because of how fast it travels around the Sun. Here are some basic information about this innermost planet in our solar system. Mercury has 0 moons. The distance between Mercury and the Sun is 36 million miles. A day in Mercury takes 58.7 days on Earth, while a year in Mercury takes 88 Earth days. The temperature of this planet ranges from minus 280 degrees Fahrenheit to 800 degrees Fahrenheit. And of course, we know it is a terrestrial or rocky planet. There is evidence that humans have known of the existence of this planet since 3000 BC. However, Galileo Galilei was the first to observe Mercury using a telescope. Mercury is not easy to observe from Earth because of its position in the solar system and how fast it travels round the Sun. Mercury is within the Earth's orbit, so is the Sun. Invariably, when you're looking at Mercury, you're also looking at the Sun. Because of the brightness of the Sun, it is almost impossible to see Mercury. As a result, Mercury is best observed after sunset or just before sunrise. The surface of Mercury is covered with craters, and these were believed to have been caused by several impacts of meteorites on the planet. As there is no atmosphere in Mercury or weather to erode these craters, they are left visible till date. Now let's take a look at some fun facts about Mercury. At number 1, we have the size. Mercury is actually the smallest planet in our solar system. In fact, it is just slightly bigger than the Moon on Earth. The volume of Mercury in comparison to that of Earth is 5.4%. This means that you can take Mercury and fit into Earth 18 times and you still have a little bit of space left. At number 2, we have movement. We should note that there are 2 types of movements peculiar to all the planets in our solar system. First, they all rotate on their axis, and secondly, they all revolve on their orbits around the Sun. Now look at this image carefully. You will see that the planets are moving. This is how the planets rotate on their axis. This movement is similar to someone spinning a ball at the tip of their index finger. Every planet rotates at a different speed. Some rotate quite very fast like Jupiter, while some are way much slower like Mercury and Venus. When a planet completes a rotation, it means that a day has occurred in that planet. The second movement, the revolution, has the planets traveling round the Sun in their different orbits. The orbits are of different sizes depending on how far the planet is from the Sun, and the planets all travel at different speeds. When a planet has completed a journey around the Sun, it means that 1 year has been completed in that planet. Now, with relations to Mercury, it takes 88 days for it to complete one journey round the Sun. This means that 1 year in Mercury takes 88 days on Earth. This makes Mercury the fastest planet to travel round the Sun in our solar system. Although Mercury revolves very fast round the Sun, its rotation is actually much slower. It takes 58.7 days for Mercury to complete one rotation on its axis. This means a day in Mercury takes 58.7 days on Earth. At number 3, we'll be looking at the climate of Mercury. Mercury has no season, but its temperature is at very extreme range, as it is extremely cold
or extremely hot in Mercury. The temperature ranges from minus 270 degrees Fahrenheit to 800 degrees Fahrenheit. As a result of the lack of atmosphere in Mercury, it does not experience weather like storms, wind, cloud, or even rainfall. Let's recall that we said it takes 58.7 days for Mercury to complete a rotation. That is for Mercury to have one day. Now let's divide that number by 2. You have between 29 to 30 days. Let's assume it is 29. For the first 29 days, when Mercury is having its day, when it is facing the sun, the temperature can go as high as 800 degrees Fahrenheit. That is 427 degrees Celsius. But for the rest of its day, that is the remaining 29 days or so, when it's experiencing its night time, the temperature can drop to as low as minus 270 degrees because there is no atmosphere to trap the heat that was received from the sun the previous 29 days. Now, this is a queer yet interesting fact about Mercury. We're going to stop here today, solve the crossword puzzle, and let's get your feedback. Stay tuned.